So hi everyone, thank you for joining us. My name is Raz and I'm the Director of International Programs at the Hebrew University Business School. Welcome to the International Startup 360 MBA session. The academic head of the program, Dr. Mickey Eisenman, will join us soon. And alongside me, I'm also delighted to host a few of our brilliant alumni. See Miss Clara Giges from Germany, Mr. Daniel Schwartz from United States, and Mr. A.B. Beaton, originally from Argentina and currently from Israel. And let me start with a short movie about the program, and we'll continue from there. Thank you very much.
Chicago.
I'm a German citizen.
I'm Palestinian.
I'm from the Chicago area in the US.
I'm from Seattle, Washington.
We heard presentations for novel startup ideas, and the energy in the room was just riveting. Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Mickey Eisenman. I'm the academic head of the International MBA. I'm standing here just as we finished one of the program years with a real bang.
They got to put it all together and try to encourage a VC to come invest in their ideas.
I had the fortune spending time with a wonderful group of students where I think that they are well positioned to make a wonderful impact.
Startup 360 program gave me a global view at business, and not just business, but specifically innovation and strategy around business.
Every course in this program played an important role in completing the image for both VCs and startups.
The program was great. It caused me to be forced to think on my feet, and I had a chance to always constantly improvise and enjoy that. Personal tip is live in the city center. It was absolutely amazing. I mean, Jerusalem is incredible.
I feel like I'm in a position where I really am understanding how to bring new technology out into the world, and that's really exciting.
We didn't have this nice image of creating a startup, but we talked about everything that can go wrong and how to avoid this. So that gave me empowerment to start my own startup at some point.
We had a fantastic course. We visit so many sites at the ecosystem in Israel. Good luck in the future.
If you want to learn how to do something like that and be part of this great energy, I invite you to join us here at the International MBA program at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem. Hope to see you soon. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our room. What we hope to do in these 40 minutes or so is to tell you about the program. We have a really wonderful program for getting an MBA. One of its advantages, as Daniel was saying a few minutes ago, is that you can do it in 10 months. It means it's very intense, but it also means that you can move on with your life fairly quickly. And we like to think of the Hebrew University, and you saw this in the presentation, as where it all starts, the origin of knowledge, the origin of ideas. As you saw, this university was founded by very deep thinkers who impacted almost every aspect of modern life. And you will get this foundation over here and take it forward as you continue to become a prominent leader on the global scale. So as you saw in the movie, I'm Dr. Mickey Eisenman. I'm the current academic head of the program. I want to give you a little bit of detail about the program. So as you heard in the previous presentation, it's really great to come study at the Hebrew University. First of all, living in Israel is a fantastic opportunity, especially if you're interested in ideas that have are adjacent and are interface with the business school, things that have to do with innovation, with becoming an entrepreneur or a manager, developing your leadership skills, because Israel is a hub of innovation. This is where leaders spring out from. We have a lot of startups. We have a startup culture. We like to think of ourselves as very startup oriented. Also, again, this thread of deep thinking. Israel is #1 in the world in terms of research and development per GDP. It means that a great many of the people here spend their time inventing things and developing ideas. And these ideas are not minor ideas. They've had impact on the daily lives of many people. The USB drive that we all used to use, now it's becoming a little bit obsolete, but in its heyday, it was very important. We have developed many agricultural products that advance irrigation by saving water and being accurate. The pill cam, a technology that allows a non-invasive endoscopy, cherry tomatoes that we all eat, treatments for cancer and other complicated and difficult diseases. That is all part of the knowledge that's generated here in Israel. From all the countries in the world, I think after the United States, which is a huge country, and Israel is a tiny country, Israel still has the second largest number of foreign companies listed as active in the country. And there is a very high number of startups and the ability to raise capital. And I'm emphasizing this ability to raise money because it means that these are startups that work well, that have good ideas with impact. And again, you can see that this is the Hebrew University is something that we consider the origin. And Raz, let's go into the details of the program. What we give you in this program, in our immersive 11-month program, is the tools to be a global leader. You can think of this as a year-long course of study. In addition to the courses that we offer, you will be participating in a professional internship related to startup and innovation, very broadly defined. This means that you can work at a startup, you can work at a venture capital firm. If you have other interests, you can work in that area and get industry experience. So by the end of the program, you will not only have the content of each course, you will also have this practical internship, this practical experience in a particular area of study. Our main emphasis is, like I said, entrepreneurship and innovation. But our focus is to be constantly alert and connected to issues coming up at a global scale and to design conversations in our courses. And we're constantly developing new courses to meet these changes as they evolve. In addition, we have something very unique, actually the final month of the program, something that we call a transdisciplinary innovation program. And this is an opportunity to interact and to meet people and to gain introductions within the Israeli ecosystem so that after you've really understood what a business degree is, and after you've begun through your courses to think about all sorts of ideas about things that you could do either as an entrepreneur or as an investor or as a corporate entrepreneur, you will have the introductions to meet people within the industry who can then help you launch your career. So let me tell you a little bit about the curriculum to give you a sense. The most basic part of the curriculum are the core courses in the business area topics. Now, some of you have never taken a business course and you'll take all these courses. You can see them on the left part of the slide: courses in economics, finance, accounting, organizational behavior, marketing, data science, and strategy. These are the foundations. In addition, you'll have extra courses related to entrepreneurship and innovation, and you can see these under the Startup 360 courses. Courses about entrepreneurship, courses about venture capitalism, courses about impact investment, courses about growth, all these topics. If you come already with a business background, then you free up more room for electives, and we have fantastic electives. We have electives on managerial listening skills. We have electives on what's called ESG, a focus on environmental, social, and governance aspects. We have electives on blockchain and entrepreneurial finance and negotiations, and you'll be able to choose from this broad list. In addition, we have courses and seminars that allow you to develop your own entrepreneurial ideas with certain emphasis, like fintech, like medical devices, but not necessarily only these. So you can go through the program, you can go through these 10 months developing your idea for a venture and strengthening it in each of our courses. Raz, next slide, please. After you get this foundation, you end the program with what I was talking about before, the trans-interdisciplinary program. It's a 6-week, all-day intense program where you really meet with people, have a lot of field visits, you have a lot of guest lectures, and by that point in the program, you are already, you have such depth about the content of the business school courses that you can really have meaningful conversations with these business leaders. They can be startup entrepreneurs, they can be corporate entrepreneurs, they can be venture capitalists, they can be managers of big corporations and all sorts of jobs in between, and you'll get to meet them and go visit their sites. Raz, next slide, please. So let me just say a few words. We heard a lot about the university, but I want to tell you a little bit more about the business school, which is a school within the university. And again, this is where you will get the foundation to have an impactful career. Next slide, please. We are the first business school in Israel. We're from the 1950s. All our professors are world renowned. We are very selective in terms of who gets hired here. It means that everybody is a leader in their field. They have studied or have taught at the world's leading universities with ties at Berkeley, MIT, Duke, London Business School, Kellogg, Kelly School of Business. The business school has ASCSB accreditation. It's one of 2 schools in Israel that has it. It's very well connected to the booming high-tech scene and the startup scene in Jerusalem. So you have a unique opportunity to interact with these professors. Their ties become your ties, their ties within the industry, their ties within the academic community in Israel and abroad. You have access to all of that through these professors, and their research, the things that they will impart to you are the cutting edge of the ideas and the forefront of knowledge in business studies today. You'll also be gaining access to an elite community. You'll become part of 3 families. First of all, you have the Hebrew University Alumni Network, a network of over 200,000 alumni in Israel and all over the world. You can see on this slide, they're involved in a great many companies you might want to work for, or you might want to, industries you might want to learn about, and you have access to all these people. At the business school, the Hebrew University Business School, we have over 16,000 alumni, and again, you have access to all of them. And we have a growing family of international MBA alumni. This is a relatively new program. It's been running for about 7 years, but we're growing our network. So you have people like Daniel and other people that you'll meet in a few minutes who are alumni of the program and whom you can interact with and get in touch with and speak with about how to make progress in your career. And that's a great benefit of our program. Guys? If you want to see the places where you will be developing contacts, this is a map of our current alumni. We have people literally from all over the world, from every continent. And you, as a result of that, will have connections, people you know in every continent, which is essential and crucial for being able to start a business anywhere you want to do that once you have your degree. Guys? One of the final things I want to emphasize is that this is a lifelong relationship. So both while you're in the program and as you graduate, We are going to give you access to all sorts of workshops for what we call soft skills, things like preparing your CV, managing your LinkedIn page, sharpening your interviewing ability, and you have access to the Hebrew University Career Center. And you also have, through this program, an opportunity, and they spoke about that in the presentation earlier, to come to Jerusalem and to be part of a uniquely multicultural city. So this is a place with very rich history and also a vibrant present, and interacting and growing as a person while you are stimulated by these multicultural aspects will contribute both to your personal growth and to your professional growth. So those are the reasons I think this is a really fantastic program and a wonderful opportunity. Raz? I think that now, I'm potentially biased because I'm the head of the program and I think it's a fantastic program, but that's why we brought some of our alumni to tell you how they see things. And you can ask questions on the chat, and what we don't answer now, we'll be sure to answer you by email in the coming days. So please, let's hear from our alumni. I'm very excited to see you guys, and thank you for coming and participating with us.
Thank you very much, Miki. So I'm delighted to turn the floor to our brilliant alumni, as Miki said. And the first one will be Mr. A.B. Beaton, who is originally from Buenos Aires, Argentina. He's currently living in Israel, immigrated to Israel, and he works at Our Crowd, one of the biggest venture capitalists in Israel. Please, A.B., thank you for joining us. We would love to, if you can share your experience of the program, and if you can tell us the value of the program for you.
Yes, thank you, Raz, and thank you, Dr. Miki Heiseman. First of all, just introduce myself very shortly. My name is Abi, as Raz said. I'm Argentinian. I lived in the States for a while, and about 4 years ago, I made myself come to Israel, and I started the IMBA program. And I gotta say, it was one of my best decisions that I've made. Because of my experience in Hebrew University, I got the job that I have now. I actually heard about Our Crowd in one of our venture capital lessons. And just to tell a little bit about Our Crowd, it's the most active VC fund in Israel. And as a startup nation, that says a lot. And I'm a senior account executive for Latin America. And I have to say that aside from the academic experience, which I'm sure you're going to hear a lot, and there's no need to say about Hebrew University and its name, I met a lot of friends. It was very fun. It was very interesting for me to be in a city with so much history as Jerusalem, and at the same time encounter the future, which is technology and startups and innovation. So that's, I think, that added a lot to my experience. And I'm very thankful to the staff, very thankful to people like Raz who are available all the time, WhatsApp, email, and obviously to Dr. Heiseman who ran the program. And I had the pleasure to be in 2 of your classes, which I enjoyed a lot. I always say this, the study of ice that we did for me, I have it, and it's been following me, and it's been in the work I do on a daily basis. So thank you, and I really encourage all of you, if you're considering to come to Israel and do a study abroad program, Hebrew University in Jerusalem, it's going to be very unique, and you're going to get a lot from it, and hopefully you'll find a job like I did through the university. So thank you guys, and I wish you the best, and please feel free to reach out. LinkedIn, email, you'll find me at ourcrowd.com in the team, or in LinkedIn, A.B. Beaton. Feel free to reach out to ask questions. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much, A.B. I just want to say I had the pleasure of having you in 2 of my classes, because you're a fantastic student and contributed immensely to any discussion we had, and really a pleasure. And I'm so delighted to hear that you're doing so well. So thanks for coming.
It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you very much, A.B. And now let me turn the floor to another amazing alumni of our, Mrs. Guo Yong Hong, Daisy, as we call her here. She's from the class of 2017-2018. And Daisy is also, she was appointed lately to be our president of the Hebrew University Business School Chinese Alumni Association. Daisy, thank you very much for joining us, and can you please share your experience with us? Daisy, can you hear me? So meanwhile, until we get Daisy back with us, so let me introduce you to another fantastic alumna, Miss Clara Gigas from Berlin, Germany, who currently works at Porsche Digital. Clara, how are you? Thank you for joining.
I'm good. How are you?
Excellent. So what was the value of the program for you, Clara?
Well, it was a very special program in the sense that the MBA, unlike other MBAs in Israel, offers an internship to tap into the startup and VC world or in a specific industry. I myself tapped into the mobility tech industry in Israel, which also led me in the end to my job at Porsche Digital. So studying the MBA at the HUJI was a very, very intense learning journey. So it's really very intense. You will be learning a lot, but it's also a great outcome. Like within 1 year, you gain the basics of business administration, a lot of valuable connections into the startup and tech ecosystem in Israel. And what I really liked about the MBA was that you get the perspective of an entrepreneur and a startup founder, but also of a VC. And that will be very valuable for any future jobs you will have, because you know how to, let's say, analyze cases, analyze startups from the investor's perspective, but also how to raise funding as an entrepreneur. Yeah, I recommend you to study at the Hebrew. It's a very special city, a very special program. And I myself was also enrolled in a very, very special batch. Let's put it like that. 2020 was 1 semester on the campus, and then in December 2019, we've heard from our Chinese co-students that there's a weird disease all over China, and in February 2020, we were all in isolation. So half a 1 semester on campus, 1 semester then online, but nevertheless, it was great. And you have the honor and hopefully that you're blessed to have your entire MBA studies on campus. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Clara. It's been a pleasure. Yeah, Daniel, I know you've been in the general room, but would you like to share more about your experience with us?
Sure. So yes, I did the International 360 program August 2020 to August 2021. So I did my entire time over Zoom. The fall semester, the spring semester. I was pleased that finally in the summer semester with the TIP program, finally I was able to meet my classmates face to face. I was beginning to worry that I would go through the entire degree program without meeting a single person. But it was a very rewarding program, both in person at the end and by Zoom all through the program. It was very intensive. And my guess is that most of the people that are looking to attend Hebrew University now, to attend the international program, are probably going to be people in their 20s, perhaps in their 30s. But if you think the program is intense, let me tell you that I attended the program in my 50s and put in the year to do this, and I graduated. This can be done. If I can do this, so can you. It was a very rewarding experience. I met lots of people. I met people from all over the world. I worked with people all over the world. So my teammates in my classes were from all over the world. A very rewarding experience. I very much enjoyed the people that I met, the work that we did, the classes that I took. It was also very useful just in terms of being part of the environment. Now, we all know that academia and the real business world are not quite the same thing. But it was good to get in the trenches a little bit, to talk to people in the industry, to work with my teammates, to recognize that just as in the business world, there are people who will help out a lot. There are other people who will not work as hard, and we need to work around that situation. There are situations where you can miss something and it will be glossed over. And there are other times when a tiny mistake will become huge. This is part of the business world, and it's part of academia as well. We got a lot of practice in that. It was wonderful to experience this program in Jerusalem. As people keep telling us, Jerusalem is a unique place. It's a marvelous place. And during COVID, well, I know Raz tried his best to get us out into Jerusalem and see things in Jerusalem, and that didn't work out very well. But the things that we did do were very rewarding. For example, we met at the height of COVID to take a walking tour of the old city of Jerusalem. Truly an amazing experience. And if all you know about Jerusalem is what you see in the news and read in the headlines, then being in this walled 1 square kilometer focus of history, 3,000 years old, where 40,000 Jews and Christians and Muslims from all parts of the religious spectrum live together and work together side by side. And it works. And it's amazing to be walking among them and to see the history all around you. It was a wonderful experience. It was great to be back in Jerusalem, to be in the middle of all of this, and to be getting the degree. I heartily recommend this to anyone.
Thank you very much, Daniel. If anyone has questions to one of our alumni or all of them, so now it would be a great time to do it. And you can also, as we said, write them in the chat, and we will ask them for you if you'd like. Let me go briefly. Sorry, Miki.
Raz, I see some questions about the internship. Let me give you some more information about how that works.
Sure.
But basically, the internship has a course framework. So at the beginning of the academic year, you meet with the people in charge of the course. These are the internship coordinators, and they interview you. They try to understand what you'd like to get out of the program. Maybe you want to have some experience with a venture capital firm. Maybe you want to work at a startup. Maybe you're very interested in agri-tech. Whatever it is that you're coming with, they will try to find a company that will give you a meaningful internship. Meaningful in the sense that you won't just do a photocopying, but you'll really be engaged in what they're doing. This is not this is a real job. So once they find a company that's relevant to your interest, you have to go and interview. You have to get a sense that this company that they found works for you. The company has to have a sense that you are right for them. And if the interview goes well and you get accepted, you start working there, working in the sense of gaining experience. You don't get paid. And also you meet with the internship coordinators regularly, and you discuss aspects of your job, challenges of your job, and that is also where you get all sorts of career-related skills. So you would actually start the process, let's say, towards the end of November after the matching and the interviewing, and it will run all the way to the end of the academic year, which is the end of June. And then in the beginning, towards the middle of July, the TIP program would start, that intense 6-week program. Once you're doing that, you are no longer doing the internship. So if that answers the question, I think that Marie asked it. Marie, do you have other questions about this? And I see that you also, the GMAT is a mandatory for people without the business background. It also depends on your GPA. If you have a very high GPA, then we might consider waiving it, but really this is an individual case-by-case basis. If somebody has a GPA that shows that they are a really outstanding student, we might think about it specific to your case, and you can correspond with Raz after tonight with the specifics of your grades, and he will be able to answer you.
Exactly. Those of you who would like to make inquiry regarding their overall GPA, they can contact us directly, and we will help you with the evaluation of your overall GPA and to find out if you are eligible for an exemption from GMAT or not. But the professional experience has to be really unique in order to get an exemption from GMAT, and also you need a relatively high GPA for it. So a little bit about administration. So the tuition fees are 31,000 US dollars, and you need to pay health insurance, and it's a very good health insurance for international students. We offer financial aid of up to 25% of the tuition fees as a discount. So you might be eligible if you're having an outstanding academic background, like Vicky said. So you can be both eligible for a financial aid and exemption from GMAT. You need to have 90 and above or 3.8 in American measures to be eligible for this reduction. If you're coming from a developing country, then it's also an option. And new immigrants are making Aliyah to Israel. We also offer an early bird offer right now for those who participate in today's digital day, open day. So we will waive the registration fee, and we will also grant a 10% discount of the tuition fees if you apply until the end of this month. Let me go over briefly of our admission requirements. So like I said, we need to have transcripts and bachelor's degree from a recognized university. GMAT, GRE, we only look at the quantitative section. So you can only take this part of the exam. You have to add the overall GPA to your quantitative grade of the GMAT. Like Miki said, please send us direct inquiries, and we will help you find out if you meet the requirement for the program. English proficiency level. So we're looking for IELTS or TOEFL. Those are the minimal requirements. 2 academic recommendations from professors where you studied. You can also add professional recommendations on it. Statement of purpose. We want to read a little bit about yourself to understand your entrepreneurial manners. Why do you think you fit to the program? Where do you see yourself in the future? So it's very important as to see if you know how to pronounce yourselves. You're looking for additional documents such as your CV, copy of your passport, medical form, and we would like to interview you. So you might get interview with either Dr. Eisenman and me with additional case study interview, and sometimes you can meet our alumni for interviews as well. Those of you who doesn't have sufficient quantitative background, we will also have to take prerequisite courses in math and statistics prior to the beginning of the academic year. So I think that 50% of the students prefer to choose their own private off-campus. Jerusalem is quite big in Israeli terms, and many neighborhoods are attractive to students. But you can also choose to come to our dormitories. It's walking distance from the campus, you need to reach out directly to us. Our students have reservations in the dorms, in the graduate accommodation, and you're more than welcome to join us at the dorms if you'd like. And what you see here is the lovely view from Mount Scopus itself. Last but not least, we need to have some fun, like Daniel mentioned. So we offer, when it's possible, a variety of social events to our students. We would like to interact with them. So we had Shabbat dinners together, fun workshops, escape rooms, hummus workshop, which is very important, sightseeing tours in Jerusalem and outside of it. Next week, we're taking our alumni in Israel and our students to a trip at the Dead Sea to take the traditional photo of them floating with the newsletter inside the Dead Sea. So we're going to have lots of fun. Besides that, we're also investing many efforts to help our students with the curriculum. So if they need private tutors, private lessons, we're helping them with that. And we're doing everything we can in order to help them graduate the program. So thank you very much for joining us and listening to us. Thank you very much, Dr. Eisenman. Thank you very much to all of our alumni. We're more than happy to hear your questions live or in the chat. So let us have a look. And if anyone wants to pick up the mic and ask questions, please be our guest. Nikki, if you want to add something that I forgot, so you're also
No, thank you, Laz. I think that was very thorough. We've given you a lot of information. The slides will be available if you want. You can email the email here that's on the chat, or just go to our website or get in touch with Raz. Any follow-up questions? But does anybody have a question now before they end our room? We have about 6 minutes for questions. So the Intense 6-Week Entrepreneurship Program is part of the MBA degree. You cannot take the MBA degree and not participate in this program. However, it's also a standalone program. So if you're thinking about this program, you can do just that. It's a different experience, but it's also very meaningful. I think it's better to participate in the program and then to end it with this opportunity to really get to know the ecosystem and people in the ecosystem. After you have a deeper seat of knowledge in business-related topics, and after you can speak more knowledgeably about things that have to do with entrepreneurship, management, business, and innovation, but you can do the program as a standalone. And in fact, some people have done the program and then decided that they want to continue to the MBA. So that's definitely possible. In terms of registration, you can, if you want to do just that, you can do it. You can even do it this summer and continue thinking about the program. Other questions? Or did I answer your question? Was that what you were asking? I can't read your name, but because it's in Cyrillic.
Cyrillic, I think, yeah.
Other questions, other things you want to know, other information that we can maybe give you now? I think it's very clear that we're very proud of our program, and we think that it's a very good value in terms of your time here, and a very useful way to spend 11 months of your life. And as you heard from our alumni, it's something they're happy that they did, not something something that they feel really propelled them relative to where they were when they came in. From that place, we'll really do anything to help you with this decision. You can schedule a meeting with us to have a more personal one-on-one conversation, to ask some of your questions and to get a stronger sense of who we are that way. You can do this by writing, through email, or chatting with Raz and his team, all sorts of pieces of information. As Raz was saying, we can evaluate your transcripts and test scores to give you a sense what of where you are in terms of being accepted into the program, or where you stand in terms of receiving a merit-based scholarship, and all sorts of questions like that. We're really eager to accept high caliber people and to create next year's cohort, as we feel that the quality of the cohorts is continually increasing. So next year's cohort is going to be very strong, and we want you to be a part of that. Please let us know if there's any piece of information or any issue you are uncertain about that we can speak to, that will help you make this very, very important decision.
We'll also be happy to set a connection between you and our alumni as well.
Yes.
Of course.
So you can hear things from people who actually experienced the activities. Is there, we have about 2.5 minutes before the room snaps out. If you don't have any questions, maybe I can give you a little bit more detail about the types of classes, because I feel I spoke about that very quickly. Raz, maybe you want to pull up that slide with all the courses?
Sure.
But the other thing that we evaluate is what your bachelor degree was in. And if you have a business degree, you don't have to take the business courses, as I said. And if you don't have a business degree, then you take these courses. But we really have fantastic electives. And we believe that our electives will give you new and fresh points of view from all sorts of angles that I'm really sure you never thought about. You can practice negotiations. We have people coming in for mini courses, and mini courses means that we look at the topics that are currently not covered by professors at the business school, and we use our contacts with other professors at other universities. We invite them to give a course. We had people from McGill in Canada, from London Business School, from MIT coming in. We have people really from all over the world, from Duke, and they come in, and you have an opportunity to really learn cutting edge topics. So when you look at what we do as researchers, know that in addition to what we're doing, we're in touch with many other researchers. We're developing focus on what's called ESG, this idea that you are not just in business to make money for yourself, but to really have a positive impact on the planet and on society around you. And therefore you have to be conscious of businesses' impact on the environment, on social issues, big social issues like equality, like climate change, like health on a worldwide level. That business has to be handled honestly and with transparency and with the correct governance tools in place, and that when you invest, you have to invest with the intention of making an impact. And we're developing more and more electives on this topic. So it's not only that you're going to be an entrepreneur or an innovator, you're really going to be one that has an impact. And I think that's all the time we have. We have the 1 minute announcement. Does anybody have a question before we get kicked out? Okay, well, thank you very much. I hope to meet you all in the coming weeks. It was really good to see your faces and your pictures and your questions, and I'm looking forward to getting to know you. Have a great rest of the day, whatever time zone you're in, if it's evening, if it's day, and I hope to see you in Jerusalem next year. And thank you again, Daniel and Clara, and I think AB left, but thank you very much. I'll see you guys very soon.
Thank you very much, Vicky.
Thank you, Raz. Thank you, Ayelet. Thank you, Uri. And we'll see you all soon. Bye.
Bye-bye.